Well, snow kind of has put a damper in our practice plan. We were off yesterday, off of school today, so just getting the girls back in the gym today, just really focusing on what we've been doing all season, focusing on defense. We know that Homestead's going to come in, gearing up for us. They were here the other night when we played Columbia City, but just getting back in the gym today, getting the kinks out because they've been home off of school for 2 days.
For this team, what are you guys doing well at this point in the season? What have you done to kind of evolve this team as the season has gone along?
Well, senior leadership has always been key for us this year. So really, focusing on our seniors, still focusing on defense. That's kind of been our strong point. And then really our younger kids are now stepping up. Our 2 freshmen have really evolved. Taking on more of a role, Swin and Caleb come in, scoring, playing defense. But just defense has kind of been our key this whole entire season.
When you take a look at Homestead, what kind of challenges do they present on Friday night that you guys are going to have to answer or corral to be successful on Friday?
They're very well coached, and they can all shoot. So really getting out to the shooters, taking away the dribble penetration, and then they kick it out to their shooters, diagonal screens. They run a good pattern offense. And again, Rob Parker, he's kind of a legend in itself. So just being prepared for whatever they can, bring in Friday.
When you talk about goals at the beginning of the season, a lot of times it starts with a conference championship. So assuming that this was one of the goals for this team, how do they approach a game knowing that one of their ultimate goals at the end of the year will be decided on Friday night?
So Northrop hasn't won a conference championship since 1986. Wow. So one of the things we talked about after the loss to Columbia City was the girls are supposed to write a letter to themselves. And it was talking about winning. One of these things was writing a letter what they see about themselves in the near future, and this was one of them. So just focusing on one of the short-term goals was the conference championship, then sectionals, and then what we saw ourselves as far as in February. So hopefully one of the short-term goals comes to fruition on Friday night.
On a personal level, you got 3 of your girls on the team.
Yes.
Obviously, the twins are seniors, and Swin's a freshman. So what's it been like having kind of all your ducklings under one roof?
It's been a dream actually come true. So the first time I coached them, I believe altogether Swin was 5 and the twins were 8. And so this is kind of the ultimate coach's fantasy come true to have the 3 of them together. And last year Jalen was in the building, and then Swin would come over from Shawnee, and she spent a lot of her time, as our adopted manager in practice. But to have the 3 of them together, kind of the ending of an era as the twins go on to Valpo next year, it's been the ultimate dream come true.
How do you separate coach from mom from coach, or do you do that?
Absolutely not. Sometimes the roles blend together, and they don't call me coach in practice. It's always mom. And then as close-knit as this group is, you tend to be a mom to the other ones too. So all the roles tend to blend together.
A final question for me, what are you most looking forward to Friday night? It's going to be the Highlight Zone game of the week. It's a conference title. It's Friday night basketball in the state of Indiana. It's got everything.
Well, it's got everything, and true story, Kara Ankerbrook and I were college teammates together. Allie Stevens and Molly Stock played AAU with the twins. Maya and Swin are really good friends, so it's kind of almost like a family affair on Friday night. And just the ultimate atmosphere for girls basketball. It's going to be a packed house, and it's kind of like the restoration of what high school basketball has always been in Fort Wayne. And just to have all the girls in the gym together is going to be a great experience.
Just making sure we don't allow too many open shots. They have pretty good shooters on their team. Trying to speed people up because we have a pretty fast team, so I think we can definitely use that to our advantage, and keeping up the defensive pressure and being disciplined. We've gotten in foul trouble past couple games, so just making sure we stay on top of that so that we don't bench important players for the team, and so that we can all play. And yeah.
You take a look at this game, man. It's really for the SAC title. So at the beginning of the year, I imagine that was one of the goals that you guys wanted to accomplish, knowing that this game will determine one of the goals that you set at the beginning of the year. How do you approach it when it's got that kind of magnitude around it?
Obviously there's going to be a big crowd, but we were really good at kind of focusing out on that. With student sessions, we just kind of zone them out. What's more important is what's going on right in front of us. So we try and zone the crowd out. Just making sure we're working hard in practice, having lots of energy, and staying positive throughout the game because it's a game of runs. So some things will not go our way, but we just have to stay on top of it.
How important is it for you guys to get, after the Columbia City loss, to get back on track and to get things really rolling before sectionals tip off next week?
It's pretty important. We unfortunately did lose, but that's something in our past, and even though it was a loss, but we can only get better from there, so we're learning from our mistakes that game, and we're just going to get better for Friday.
What do you know about Homestead, and what are some of the challenges that they present? Obviously, they've got good personnel. You guys have played against a lot of their players, not only in high school, but in AAU, and with a lot of their players as well.
We know, like I said, they have really good shooters, so we have to make sure that we get them to put the ball on the floor because that'll definitely be a different factor in the game. Yeah, they have pretty strong, like their freshman class is pretty good. They have some pretty good freshmen that will step up and stuff like that, but I definitely know that like we have a lot of height advantage on our team, so being able to get the ball inside to our big and being able to like make sure that she's available and getting the ball and scoring will help us a lot.
This year has been kind of a unique experience for your family, having both you and your twin on the team, and your mom has been the coach. But adding Swin to the mix, having all four of you under kind of one roof, under one umbrella, what has that experience been like, and how much do you kind of cherish kind of that opportunity? Because not everybody gets an opportunity like that.
It's great. My little sister, being able to play with her for my last year of high school, it's going to show her like what it's like playing at a high level like this, and being able to take her through this journey with us is something really important because I've always wanted to play with her like we did as kids, but like this is like different. And having my mom as my coach, I mean, she's been my coach a lot of my life, so just doing it in a different setting it's pretty cool. And like I said, like my brother was here last year too, so just having my whole family around, it's really fun, and a lot of the support is there.
Final question for me: how much are you looking forward to this coming Friday night, and what are you most looking forward to about it? It's the SAC title. It's going to be a packed house. It's Friday night basketball in Indiana. I mean, it's kind of got everything you want. It's going to be our game of the week.
I'm really excited, just making sure that we all are on the same page and we all go out here and just take care of business. Like I said, I love big crowds. Like, it's not something that like overwhelms me or anything, so just having that, I know it's going to have a factor in the game, and being able to just hear everyone cheer for everybody, it's just going to be a really big environment, and being able to like not like fold under that pressure will be important too, and I'm just excited.
Approach a game of this magnitude with one of your ultimate goals on the line this coming Friday.
I feel like we just have to be humble about everything. Don't take Homestead lightly because they're a good team. I played with a lot of those girls my whole life, so I know that they're capable of doing a lot of good things. And I feel like if we play as a team, play together, and play hard, we could win.
I know it's been kind of a weird week with snow and practices and school being canceled and things like that, but what are you guys working on to prepare for the challenges of Friday night?
Just practice hard. I mean, this practice right here, we're really lucky we got to come in and use the gym. I feel like it's going to help. Maybe tomorrow morning we could practice if we have a delay or something. I feel like we need to practice hard in these and push each other, because if we do that, then it'll be good.
When you take a look at what Homestead presents, what do you know about their team, and what are some of the things you guys are going to have to do well against what they present?
We know Homestead shoots a lot. All the girls are really good shooters, so I feel like if we play Homestead, at least close out on the shooters and be in help side and talk on defense.
In terms of the big picture, I mean, you guys want to get things rolling and play as well as you can and get some kinks worked out on Friday night before playoffs happen next week with sectionals. So how important is it that you guys play well and play your game on Friday night to get ready for what you hope is a long postseason run?
I think it all is focused. Like, it's a big focus piece. I feel like it's coming to the end of the season. We're all obviously going to be upset that everything is coming into an end so quickly, but we have to keep our heads up and like remember that like we could go really far if we wanted to, so we just have to push each other.
On a personal note, obviously, you played with your twin forever. You've had your mom as your coach before, but having Swin also on the team, having you guys all under one umbrella, what has that experience been like for you?
I love it. That's why my mom never got to cut down a net, so I feel like this is really important, and I get to do it with her if we get the chance to. So that's why I really want to play hard, because I feel like we have the chance to do so, and I haven't played with Swin yet, and I'm really happy that she could play with us. I feel like she helps a lot, and she's better than she thinks she is.
Your mom was saying Northrop hasn't won a conference title since like 86 or 87, so what would that mean for you to go out and win it in your senior year?
It'd mean a lot. I was really sad when I left Carroll, but now I wouldn't trade like where I am for the world. I really like this team. They helped me become who I am, and I'm really excited. I hope that I can share that moment with them.
Final question, what are you most looking forward to about Friday night? It should be a packed house, should be an SAC title on the line Friday night, basketball in Indiana. It's going to be our highlight zone game of the week. It's kind of got everything you could possibly want, especially as a senior.
I'm excited. I feel like if we have two good practices, we could really have a good start to our game. If we focus in pregame and we just cheer each other on and remember that like we have each other's back no matter what, we could really do good.